Hello, my name is Richard C. Wilson, here from the Family Office Club, doing an investor mandate interview with Daniel. Welcome, Daniel.
Hi. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. So what type of investor are you, Daniel?
A super angel. I've invested in about 176 companies. I usually put in like 1 to 50K, so I go with the super diversification and take advantage of the access and the deal flow that I have.
Okay. And what type of geographical scope? Are you looking at deals in Tel Aviv and the Middle East, or are you looking at mostly US or all California?
I've done most of them. I'd say 90% are in USA. There's a few in Brazil, couple in Canada, one in France, one in UK, couple in India. So
Okay.
I get deal flow from all over the world because I've helped a lot of founders. So the word gets out, and that's the seeds that I wanted to plant.
Okay. And I know you've done some deals in the health sciences, but also many other areas. What are a couple of the areas such as fintech or consumer products that you're most excited about and you want to get more opportunities in right now?
Well, I'm opportunistic. I'll say that starting. Consumer internet, even though I'm a rocket scientist, I like consumer internet because it's easy for me to understand, and that's where I've had a lot of my unicorns. But I'm also looking in areas of biopharma like longevity, where age of humans is stopped or reversed. So those are the couple of the areas. Fintech, I haven't really had much success. Been in some big things and they flopped, but that's the way it goes.
Sure. Okay. And what would be your number one piece of advice if you were, giving advice to someone in your shoes 10 years ago when you were at deal number 17 instead of deal number 176? What do you wish you knew a decade ago?
Well, the thing that I've learned through, I get like 300 decks a week, so I see a lot. And the thing that really is going to make a difference for an angel investor, and this I don't hear it talked about very much, is you've got to up the quality of your network so that the deal flow that you have coming in is the same deal flow that gets offered to Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and so on. So by first helping the founder community, getting known in Silicon Valley like myself, getting listed 7 on Forbes list, that has all added to an increase in quality. So, you always want to do deals with others, and I do it usually with top VCs because then I'm relying on them to do the due diligence. But I don't go overboard and put too much in. I don't put more than, say, 50K. And sometimes I've made investments for 1K and it's turned into 50K. Sometimes I've made investments for 10K and it's turned into 500K, so done that a few times. So 2 or 3 years ago, I was 8X TVPI on paper, and so doing pretty well.
Sure. And lots of times people talk about the 1 out of 15, the 1 out of 20 that hit, and then maybe the rest, kind of go dark or go sideways on you. Are those the numbers that you see with the angel investing you're doing? Is it 1 out of 15 or 1 out of 20 do amazingly well, maybe another 1 or 2 to mediocre, and the rest kind of go to the side? Or what do those numbers look like ballpark wise?
Well, I'm so busy that I haven't looked in the last 2 or 3 years. My 8X TVPI was as of like 2 or 3 years ago, and
Sure.
It really doesn't matter until there's an exit. But my record, I think it's pretty good, and why I was on Forbes is I have about 1 out of every 10 investments I make at, say, the $5 or $10 million cap level turns into a unicorn. So that's a pretty good return.
Sure. Great. And what's the best way for someone to get in touch with you if they wanted to co-invest or trade notes, or if they have a deal that they think could be relevant to you as an investor?
LinkedIn, and that's really the best way because then I could see who it's coming from and know what I'm dealing with. The deals that I'm really looking for are gross revenue royalty. I'm looking at more deals that are faster liquidity, less than like 3 years. So
Right.
those kind of deals, I like to have a deal where if it's a startup tech deal where I can get 3 to 10x out in 3 years at the B round. I usually exclusively invest at the seed round. There's some exceptions, but mostly at seed round.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. And you're saying seed or a C?
seed.
Seed. Okay. Right.
Seed, yeah. Where
Right.
there's,
Right. Right.
there's usually like 20K MRR or greater, or if there's no revenues, 100,000 daily active users above that.
Right. Okay. Okay. Great. Well, I appreciate you doing the interview with us here today, and I appreciate you being on the discussion panel a couple of weeks ago, and contributing your thoughts there. And I'm happy to keep in touch here at the Family Office Club for deals that be relevant for you.
Yeah, I'd like to hear from your members. Loved helping people. That's the first thing that I do all day.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, Daniel.
Okay,
Take
thanks.
care.
Bye-bye.